show the weight part. So yeah， 这里有一个叫 seed network peers， 对吧？那比如说他这里写了 EOS Canada 是一个，然后他给了他60的 weight， EOS India 也给了他5的 weight。那 let's show the terminal again.
Yep.
Where is it? The listed the list of weights.
That column here?
No. The terminal that's running EOS BIOS Orchestrate. 对，在这里呢，它会根据每一个参与到这个 Orchestrate 过程的，就是上一次参与到 Orchestrate， 就是在比如说这一次我们是 Stage 8，那么 Stage 7上填了这个所有人填的这个 weight 呢就会加起来，那排名第一的呢就会成为 BIOS node， 但这个部分我记得应该是会换的。Is this weighting algorithm weighted this using weight to determine BIOS node going to change? I can't hear you.
You're muted there, Alex.
Alex, you're muted.
I'm sorry. The sum of these weights here?
Yeah.
Sum up to the weight column?
Yeah. Is it going to change?
The moment you publish, it changes. Yes. Well, inside the mainnet, we don't need that, although it might still exist. But
okay. All right. Let me explain that. 在这个测试的时候呢，因为总要有一个方式去这个判断到底谁是 BIOS node。那么这个工具目前来讲呢，就是选上上一次 stage 的时候大家投票的一个结果。投票比如说这个第一名的放了最多 weight 的呢，他当 BIOS node。那但是这个方法呢，在主网上线的时候不会用这个方法。然后我 EOS Canada 在这个工具上呢，未来也会做一个就是可以选择哪一个是 BIOS node 的，这样就不用通过这个排名的方法。但目前来讲是用了这个排名的方法。那当你跑了这个 Orchestrate 之后呢，他会看排名第一的是，比如是 EOS Canada， 那么它就是 BIOS node。那由于这边是 Alex 跑的，所以他就会看，你看往下看的时候 ，My role BIOS boot node， 因为它是排名第一的。那他在这边跑的时候就会看到他是 BIOS boot node。那如果是其他人，你们现在在自己机上跑的话，那你看到的不是 BIOS boot node， 你看到的是其他的这个信息。Let's continue.
Okay. Are there any questions?
有没有什么问题？大家可以有问题可以现在提出来。
达峰，我觉得你刚才讲的可能是有点问题，就是你确定它主网上线的时候不用 wait 的方式吗？我的理解是这个方式一直到主网上线都是用 wait 的。那到时候是用什么方式呢？
我们可以问一下 Alex. So the question is, are we going to use the weighted way when the mainnet launch?
Yes.
If no, what are we going to use?
No. So the weight. So I just published a small piece there in the why and how to weight our peers. The goal with the weighting goes with the design of EOS BIOS. Because the decision by the topmost weighted, they have very critical decision. They need to be competent to determine the boot sequence and to vote for a boot sequence. For also, compiling the contracts and making sure they are legit. And they need to be competent to take the snapshot and have the right version. So that's why we weigh them. And at mainnet launch, it's even more critical that they are very competent at doing these things because EOS BIOS gives them the control on that.
I think, okay. 刚才问的确实我当时我翻译错了，我当时的理解是错的。这个方法呢，从目前的设计来讲，在主网上线的时候还会沿用。但我觉得这一点是我觉得是可以拿出来讨论的。Alex, I think this might be controversial though. This could be a point of discussion that we talk about after we do the run through.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I also agree. Like with the weight, it would be a conference, like a heated topic where if let's say we put a high weight on right now, let's say it's Blocksmith and EOS Canada, they would just sort of determine to be the BIOS node and not a random. So I think maybe if we just took like the top.
Okay, now let me clarify. There's two things. There's the weight determines the order, because when we weight people in, it's because of those reasons. We need to be wary that those are the reasons. Now, the BIOS boot node, and the BIOS boot node, remember, is just doing a service to the rest, will be decided by randomizing the top 5. The top 5 are randomized based on the launch block hash.
Okay. Yeah. All right, let me translate that. Sorry, give me a few minutes.
Sorry. Sure.
刚才这个 EOS Nation 的 Dennis 也说的这个东西跟我刚才看法一样，就是这个还是值得讨论的嘛，对不对？如果是排名第一就是当成 BIOS node 的话，那可能大家都会这个都会有意见嘛。那这个 Alex 这边也重新解释了一下，其实是它那个 weight 的排名呢，是排名出来的，是用来给我们大家分析说哪一些人相对来讲从整体的运营整个 BIOS 过程中相对来讲比较靠谱的。曾经做过，然后做过这样的事情，我们相信的。然后，但他排名完之后呢，不是排名第一的人就成为BIOS node， 而是在这个前5里面，他会随机选一个去做 BIOS node。
And there's another thing, that thing.
Yeah.
Is that right now, Blocksmith, they were there very early. And they have high weight right now because they have 5 nodes and they're putting weight on themselves. That will not work. The community will not accept that some people have 5 nodes in the discovery file. If they do that, we will unlink them because we don't want them to vote more.
How do we unlink them?
So we just take them out from our peers.
I see. Okay. So nobody will put them as peers.
Well, yes, if you're trying to hack the vote, it's very visible, right? You can just go on stage 7, see that, and we can
see that. Okay.
As a community.
对 ，Alex 也讲了一个，就是像 Blocksmith 现在排名很高的一个原因是，他们很早的时候参与的时候呢，他放了一些好几个节点，然后都投了他自己，所以他的 weight 比较高。那 Alex 说这样的事情呢，在接下来，比如说我们在参与的时候，我们看到，你一个节点如果放好多都投自己的话，那你就不会把它放到你的 peer 里面，你就不相信这个，所以大家只能有一个账号属于你的节点。
Yeah. Hello, Alexander. I have a question on this on linking. So we, as a community, or let's say as the group, we all have to, let's say, exclude them then from the file, right? So if one links them in, is then the whole weight, let's say, and they have the whole weight connected to them.
Yes. If one links them in, they can be. So if someone refuses to unlink them, we can unlink that person who refuses, right?
And as well, yeah, exactly. So we have to essentially with so the bigger part of the group, it needs to essentially decide that this is a high quality. Let's say.
Yes, and we can also downweight them. So there's 2 things. They won't get to the top if we all downweight them. So there's 2 sort of factors, right?
Yeah.
And also we might add a flag at some point that is -- ignore, where the bulk of the people could run -- ignore on some nodes, and that could solve it.
Right. Okay. Alex, are you recording this? Are you recording this entire video?
No.
Let me do that.
Okay, do it.
I am the thing.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Some right. Let me translate that last piece. I don't know the name. Sorry. Mas.
Yeah, that's Boy Mas from EOS Amsterdam.
OK，EOS Amsterdam 的这个节点呢，他提出了问了说，如果这个 linking 是怎么 work 的？然后是不是其中有一个人在 seed network peers 里面加入了那个节点的名字，他就会被连到网络上来了。Alex 说对的，只要有一个人呢，放了另外一个节点的名字，那个节点虽然可能只有唯一的连接，那它也会连到我们整个那个列表里面来。That's it.
Right. So I do think we will end up with competent people who are weighted up. And, we will identify competent people and we will weight them more. Like we started at 5 points for linking people in, and as we see they're more competent for taking the decision they need to take, then we will, at least from our standpoint, we will ramp them up to 100. So that can have also an impact. But I'm confident that competent will get to the top.
Yeah.
And
Alex
remember, it's just for setting up a launch. It's not deciding who's going to get votes after at all.
Yeah, yeah. Alex 的意思是说，他觉得是通过这种每一个节点对你的 peer 的这个加评判 weight 的方式呢，我们最终还是可以拿到一个根据就是说节点的这个启动的技术能力的角度来讲的一个列表。那他也表达说，其实这个也只是说这个启动主网的过程，也不是说整个投票的这个，所以大家也别把这事儿看得跟这个投票一样这么重。Cool.
Okay. So let's continue here. So what happened is that I started my node, and my node has been producing for quite a few blocks now. Right.
This is using Docker, right?
Yeah, this is on Kubernetes. It's our cluster there. So clearly someone has forgot to do that, right? Maybe for those, we would automatically exclude them. Those are features to come in EOS BIOS. We don't want someone just, bunging in example. We would probably automatically unlink them. Okay, so now it's running, but I have not injected the transactions, but I'm ready to do so here.
Wait, okay. Is that the bottom already? What is the bottom of?
That's the bottom of the terminal. I'm going to hit enter and it's going to continue the flow.
One second.
Yes,
let me. 那它跑起来之后呢？其实这个因为Alex 他们用的是 K8s 的，就 Kubernetes 那一套的，所以你在这儿是看不到这个 node 启动出来的这个 log。那它刚才就跳到另外一个窗口，给大家看到那个BP 的那个 log。那这个 terminal 这个 process 呢，它会停在一个让你要敲 enter 才进入下一步的。And 你敲了 enter 之后呢 ，the enter is for BIOS contract, right?
So when I hit enter here, it's going to inject all the transactions that were defined in the boot sequence.
OK。那当他点这个按 enter 的时候呢，会发生的事情呢，就是 BIOS boot 这个工具有一个叫 boot sequence 的东西。Let's show boot sequence.
That's the one here.
Boot sequence 呢是在 My Discovery File 里面大家可以看到的，大家往下滚时候就可以看到。Let's scroll down. 它会有一系列的操作，这个是 BIOS boot 这个EOS BIOS 工具做的很有意思的点，就是它把一系列包括 BIOS contract 的创建，包括 system contract， 包括这个 snapshot。用 snapshot 去创建所有用户的那个账号的过程呢，都用几个this echo， 都用几个这个 operation 的方式给它写出来，然后用这个方式呢有
他讲
用这个方式
EOS，
你可以静音吗 ？Sorry，
走。
用这个方式呢，大家可以看到每一个步骤呢，它都有一个 IPFS 的 reference。这个有一个好处，如果熟悉 IPFS 的话呢 ，IPFS 的这个 reference 它是通过那个文件的生成出来的哈希，也就是说，通过这个哈希呢，我们就可以确保这个文件一定是那个内容，不会被篡改。那也就是说，boot sequence 它定义了一系列的操作。让我们可以产生一点共识，就是说这一系列操作到底是什么呢？我们只要看一下 My Discovery File 就可以知道，每一个人的 My Discovery File 都是可以直接看得到的。那按 Enter 之后，就会根据那个 boot sequence 的每一个操作一个一个的进行。Let's do it.
I have a question, Alexander. I have a question because I'm trying to, let's say, essentially connect, right? But I believe my seed network HTTP address is wrong, right? So should this be stage 7 or should this be stage 8?
seed network is stage 7. Right now, there's only one node on stage 7 because we booted it from scratch. And then when we launch stage 9, we're going to point to stage 8, any node on stage 8 for the seed network.
Okay, clear. So then I'll run it like that. Okay,
so
thanks.
Dafeng, you want to translate that if it's useful, and otherwise maybe ask if there are questions. You explained a few things now, if it's clear.
Sorry, I missed that part. I was looking at something else. Sorry.
No problem, no problem. Maybe you can ask your Chinese-speaking people if there's any questions.
OK， 大家有没有什么问题呢？看到这里。
他刚才赵宇，他刚才问的是说我们填那个 network 是填 stage 7还是填 stage 8？
target 还是 seed？target 还是 seed？
是 target，是 seed network HTTP address 那个。
That here?
He was asking. He was explaining what was the question. Was the question about what is seed network?
Do you want me to explain? Oh, the question about seed? No, he was asking, should that here point to stage 7? The answer is yes.
对的，这个 EOS BIOS 的有一个特点啊，我觉得它这个整个设计是很有意思的，就是它希望每一个组网呢，就我们现在离组网有一段时间嘛，那它希望说是我们是通过很多次的方式演习这个过程的，那我们可以把上一次演习的结果当成是初始化下一次的结果，也就是说它有一个叫 seed network address 的时候，它其实是拿的是上一次的，也就是说我们这一次是 stage 8，对吧？那我就直接拿 stage 7创建出来的这个整个列表，然后我们把它拿出来创建 stage 8，所以这里 seed network HTTP address 它填的就是 stage 7 testnets.eoscanada.com。 All right.
Okay. Are we good?
I have another question. He was Amsterdam. Because now I'm getting an error, right? So it says, let's say, an unlinkable block. Right? Should I already? Essentially, I should be receiving blocks probably by now, from when everything would have gone correct.
No. I haven't pushed any blocks. So you're gonna.
Okay.
Oh, I did push blocks. Yes, you should be linked to the network right now.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not doing. But my.
Okay, wait 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah.
What happens is that you should be meshed with other people, but not receiving any blocks, because I have not fused my blocks to the people. I produced them locally, but I have not disseminated them to the swarm. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to produce the actions, and then I'm going to connect to the swarm. Okay?
Okay. So everybody here now, has all this error right now from unlinkable block.
Yes,
what do the other people see now in the logs?
I'm not sure. Let's run through it, and we'll analyze logs after.
Alex, just to manage expectations, I think there are a lot of block producers that are alone, like myself. I think all my peers are offline. So as we try it a little bit in a few minutes, and unlinking a few absent block producers, I think we will see them meshing a lot.
Right. Yes, I think the ignore flag will be. Yeah, how do we?
Useful. Yeah. 我翻译一下，就是刚才这个其他节点的人，因为我们现在 BIOS 还在跑嘛，对吧？这个 Alex 还没点下一步嘛，那其他人的电脑上就出现了一些错误，那也没有看到 block 正在产生，那这个可能是一个正常的现象啊，因为整个 BIOS 的过程还没正式跑下去嘛，有一些可能性也有是虽然我们刚刚看到那个排行里面前几的有一些前几的，它未必它现在那些节点是在线的，那可能也会造成一些错误，所以接下来 BIOS 这个工具呢，会去加上把这些不在线的节点给去掉的一个功能，这样的话可以避免像这样的错误的发生。All right, let's do it.
I see on the Telegram channel that that they have the same screen as me. So that sounds pretty good.
这个就是看到的这个错误信息。
Okay.
如果你看到这个错误没有问题 ，Yeah, let's do it.
My node is ready,
yes.
And then I'm going to now inject all the transactions from the boot sequence. Okay?
Yeah, like can you remove those blue and red lines? It sounds like you're scratching.
Yeah, who's doing the blue lines? Not me.
Who's doing the scratching?
Yeah. You're sharing your screen. It has to be you. No, that's funny.
What's that? It's not me.
Annotations.
I know nothing about annotation. Sorry, let's do it. Okay.
No worries.
Hit enter here.
好，我们进入下一步。
Now I'm creating the producer accounts.
他就一步一步自己的走。
What is that?
大家都可以读一下。
Blockgenic is there twice. Blockgenic name is already taken. Okay, this is a failure.
Oh, where's the failure? Sorry, I don't see it.
This is an irrecoverable error.
I think I saw this in the discovery file. I think there was 2 Blockgenic accounts in the seed network with different names waiting for the same name in stage 8.
Okay, so we're close. We're going to restart it right after, okay? So what happens here is we go through the boot sequence. Remember the boot sec here?
Yeah.
Setting BIOS, creating B1 account, all these things are being executed.
大家可以看到，就是这个呢，像什么 setting EOS BIOS、EOS BIOS code 啊 ，create account 啊，这个呢就跟我们在 boot sequence 里面定义的这个顺序呢是一模一样的。
Right, and each dot here are transactions.
Which dots? Sorry.
These ones. This one and this one means I'm pushing transactions. It doesn't really matter. So when we have like a snapshot, we'll have 100,000 of these dots because we're going to go through all the snapshot.
Okay.
So why am I?
所以每一个点呢，就是一个 transaction 发生。那因为现在的 snapshot 没有太多嘛，没有太多东西，所以只有几个点。当我们把真正组网启动的时候，那个 snapshot 就会很大，因为会包含所有 ERC20 上面的这个地址的映射，创建出来的那个 snapshot 的 CSV 它会很大，你可能就会看到特别多点。那意思就是说，每个点代表就是一个 transaction 的发生。
Okay, but the issue we're having right now is it seems we're trying to create twice the Block21Genic account.
这次启动主网遇到了个问题，就是好像有一个BP 的名字叫 Block21Genic， 它出现了2次。
So this is a bug, most probably a bug in the BIOS program.
I've just posted
应该是个 bug.
Telegram channel. There's you can see in the discovery 2 entries. Block21Genic and Block31Genic are both voting for.
Oh, what's that?
Next stage.
Yeah. Oh, 31. Oh.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. That's crap. What is that? There's a green lines now. Yes. Okay, that's the issue.
Different name. Yeah.
Wait. How does it happen?
Okay, so look what happened is that you see that here with they're marked as ABP. Okay, let me explain. Let's scroll up a little bit. So what we see is they have 2 accounts on the seed network. They have the account 21 and 23, and both these accounts have published their intent to rename their account on the target network to be called Block21Genic.
That's problematic, yeah.
So now we're trying to create twice that account. So that's one reason that we should not have duplicate accounts on the previous network. But this can be solved by some software piece. We could ignore any duplicate and remove them altogether.
这个的错误呢发生是 Sorry, let me translate a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe there's also a solution for the problem we discussed earlier, right?
Let Dafeng translate that just a second, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 大家看到这个错误呢是为什么？大家记得我们刚才讲的，我们是从 stage 7去创建现在的 stage 8嘛，对吧？那 stage 7就是我们的 seed。那在 seed 在7上面的这个之前存在的这个 account 呢，我们看到这里有一个叫 block 21和 block 31的，他们各自 publish 了对应自己在 stage 8想要的那个 my discovery file 里面写上了 block 21，所以在8里面我们就存在了一个重复的叫 block 21的，那这个时候就出 bug 了嘛。那我们在这个工具会在接下来的版本里面会做一个直接忽略掉这些重复的，这也说明了我们不要有重复的这个 account 的一个原因，或者多的 account 的原因，就一个 BP 一个 account 简简单单就不会搞这样的乱七八糟的事情了。
The thing I wanted to add was maybe that could be a solution for a problem. So you could say that, let's say, you can have multiple seed accounts, but you only allow the highest weighted target account, because it would be unlogical, of course, for a block producer to essentially have, let's say, you can only have one target account, right?
Yes, I know, but we can't control that because it's an open process. Anyone can, if they're invited, they can choose a seed account. Well, if they're invited with a seed account, now I think we need to use the social graph to take them out and remove them from their peers. Yeah. So the question becomes, who links to Blockgenic 31 or 21, and can they all unlink them?
对，那我们要解决这个问题。
Sorry.
Alex, I think Jerry is online. Should we ask him to remove it?
So Jerry is Blocksmith.
Yes, he is online now, I think. He's on Telegram.
Yeah, but Blockgenic is whom? Blockgenic is not Jerry.
No. Oh, sorry.
Hey, Alex, do we want to remove them or just notify when you do like a verification? Like if we did EOS BIOS verify, would that be a good time to, like, should it go out and check to verify that the target account name isn't the same as somebody else's?
Yeah, but verify only local, checks the local state.
That's what I'm saying. Is it worth going out and verifying, just checking everybody's?
We need to take that one out. So we need to remove block 21 Genic. And who points to them?
怎么去把这个东西给拿掉呢？就现在出错的是 block 31和 block 21 Genic 嘛？那我们怎么把它拿掉呢？那拿掉的方法就是把 block 21、block 31写到 peer 里面的那个人，把它从他的 my discovery file 去拿掉，然后再重新 publish 一次，我们再重新跑一次就 OK 了。So we found that 我们找到了是 ，do we find it?
Yeah, so US Blocksmith links.
对，那我们看到 US Blocksmith 它连接到了那个21 Genic 的。
If Jerry can remove block 21 Genic, he'd be out.
Yeah, okay, let me ask him. Yeah.
And Warbly also links.
那我们现在就开始去联系这个人，然后把他的从这个 block 21，把 block 21从他的这个 my peer 的那个列表里面给去掉。
So who links to Warbly? EOS Amsterdam. Can you take that one out?
Yeah, I will.
好，
Warbly.
对。那其实这个过程呢，就是找到这个网里面谁连接的那个没有启动的或有问題的，那我把这个连接的这个人把那条线给砍掉就好了。
That's a little bit annoying, huh? EOS Flare BIOS. Warbly. UK Block Pro.
I removed Warbly.
Okay, cool.
I think like EOS Amsterdam was mentioning, let's say if there is multiple targets, like multiple of the same account targets, to have the highest weight and not to have the duplicates, I think that would probably solve a lot of future complications. I don't think that will go away. So if there is multiple duplicate accounts, it would be the highest weight because it would be proven that that account would be the most reliable. Or maybe not. Let me know. Like I said, it sounds like it would be definitely a bug or a feature or whatnot.
I've removed wobbly and republished, so you should see one less on there. Is there anything else we need to remove?
So we need to get rid of that. Okay. Can we ask, are they near? That's super problematic. We need a way for participants. I think the participants thing would help us, right? If we can, when we run orchestrate, only the participants are left, then we know they're present. And we can talk to them and we can rework the graph.
How do we define participation?
So my thinking was that when you run EOS BIOS orchestrate, we would add a new table on the contract, the disco contract, and you would push, just like when you publish, you would push the date of your participation.
Yeah.
And then you, at the end of the process, you could remove it, or saying I'm hooked on launch block X. And if you say that, it means that you're participating, right? Something like that.
You would push it to the previous stage, like stage 7 in this case, yeah?
I think that could work. Just pushing the target block would say, I'm participating in that synchronized launch.
Hey, Alex, can we not? I was just thinking all the ones that are not in sync in the contents are basically the ones not
present.
Only I think Jerry joined just recently because he probably woke up not too long ago. It's very early for him, but I'm sure he would update his files very quickly.
I know.
Yeah, I think if we have a way to more easily tell that.
Super annoying, huh? -7, so he's another time. Can we call him? Blockgenic.
Yeah. The Blockgenic is on Telegram at the moment, right?
Is he?
Let me see who is there. Bear Blocksmith. We have.
I pinked all the Blockgenic people, 4 of them. But
no.
How do we take those annotations off?
Yeah.
这里也有一个问题，就是确实有一些人他在 stage 7参与了，然后他的这个评分比较高的时候，到这个 stage 他不在的时候，我们得想办法联系到他。那我们也在想说有什么方式可以更方便的让大家说我想参与哪一个，然后那他在他不参与的时候，我们去启动主网的时候。不会遇到这样的问题。
Okay, so right, that's a very bad behavior. It causes so linking to yourself and having multiple accounts. We don't want that, and we'll unlink anyone who promotes that or does that. I think we can agree on such a thing, right?
所以大家千万不要有
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I suggest we take 5 minutes and clean up the peer list. So we make sure that we remove all the ones that are not responding right now. So, and Alex, you can help everyone saying who's pointing to the ones that are not there this morning by looking at this. Yeah, exactly. So give us some instructions. We'll clean up the peer lists and get to a state where everybody's online.
Yeah. 所以因为大家看到就是说现在我们还得去联系这些人，然后联系的过程是比较复杂的嘛，因为我们也不知道他们在线还不在线。那我们准备就是说找到谁连接了他们，然后就找到现在在线，然后连接了这些阻挡着我们进行下一步的人，然后把他们这个连接给砍掉，然后我们花5分钟时间 ，Alex 这边会把这个事情给搞定，然后我们再尝试启动一下主网。
哎，达峰。
你说。
我有个问题，我是执行完那个 publish 以后就直接等着就可以了吗？还是需要执行那个 orchestrator.
Yes, how are you doing?
你 publish 之后，你应该只是改了，就是让大家抓到你的那个 My Discovery file， 你倒是还得再运行一下 orchestrate 的。orchestrate 你就会被卡住，你就会等 BIOS 完成。
但是它提示我这边是 boss footnote 啊。
EOS BIOS list， 你先看一下你在不在那个组里面。如果你不在组里面的话，就是你要叫别人来 link 你才能够加入到现在的这样的一个启动。
对，要有一个人把你放到那个 peer network 里面。
Okay, do we try to do that? We're going to create a small net. So go, everyone here participating, let's make sure we only link to people who are present. So remove anyone in your list that is not present.
How do we know presence right now?
Well, in the channel, like they're there or not.
OK， 大家现在想参与的呢，在 EOS BIOS boot 这个英文组里面，写下来你的 account name， 然后发出来。这样的话呢，然后把你列表里面不在这个 account name 的，就不在线的这些人，你把它拿掉。这样的话我们就不会出现有这个连到一个不存在的，现在不在线的。So let's write out everybody's whoever is online, just write out the account name, right?
Yeah. On the Telegram channel, right?
Good. Yeah.
Yes. Alex, maybe a feature request would be maybe EOS BIOS active, and which would sort of filter out all the people that have recently published their discovery file. And that would make a list, maybe like in the last 3 hours. Here's the people that have actively published their file.
Very good idea.
So EOS active or whatever the name is, I think that'd be a good idea.
Do that right now.
It's right now.
That'd be the list command.
So we can abort the orchestrate process now, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
See something like that? That's interesting.
I think that's pretty good. I mean, maybe have it sorted by the top of the most active, or
30 minutes, 1 hour.
Oh yeah, that works. Yeah, that works.
好，所以 Alex 现在录了一段代码，把这个从最近 ，Wait, what is the ordering?
The order is by weight right now, but maybe we could sort them through their updated at in the list view.
Yeah, I think that's better.
But it doesn't represent what we're going to have when we discover, right? List is just to discover the other networks.
If we do sort by time, it would eliminate the roles, right? Because right now we're showing weights and we're showing roles that we are appointing this person, but maybe it'll be randomly appointed and not the BIOS node. So maybe if we sort by last updated discovery file, that might remove the people that would think that this is the BIOS boot node.
Yeah.
Or I'll let you decide. A suggestion. Yeah. It's a suggestion.
These are all small networks, right? And the networks make sense because the program uses the weight for decision making. So I think it makes sense that it's this way. And now we're trying just to find out who's the last guy who didn't. So Vibes block. Let's take that guy out. 2 days he hasn't published. 3 days. Let's take those one out. He has 3 accounts also. So EOS Vibes, we should all take those out.
大家如果看到这个好几天没更新的呢，然后还在你的这个 peer 里面呢，就把它拿掉吧，因为它可能根本就没有更新嘛，那可能也会导致我们接下来要运行的过程也会卡住。所以 Ivan EOS Asia Ivan， 你可以加一下那个 EOS 必信的，加到他的 peer 里面吗？
好的，没问题。
EOS allow Sorry. Go. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, you know, a flag like if you haven't published in the last 30 minutes, then you're not included.
Yes, that might be useful.
Yeah, I think that might be a better idea. Just like sort by.
Because if you're getting ready to orchestrate, you will have published in the last few minutes.
That's true.
Agreed, and it takes you know, a fraction of a second to publish. So if we all say, you know, within the cutoff mark, like 30 minutes, people just, if you're above 30 minutes, you just go right click, publish, and then you're back now in the 30-minute mark. So
I like
okay.
That. I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty much like saying I'm active.
Yeah.
This is true, but we need to be all synchronized on it. So we either do one of two things. Everyone puts a command line and say 30 minutes. That's not very good because not everyone might do it at the same time, and then they'll have a different view of the graph. That's not good. And the other option is to fix it in code, 30 minutes, that's it. Or the other option is to have a vote on it. So we have the top most votes would also decide on the cutoff time. And that,
I think hard coding it into a specific time, maybe 1 hour. I'm not like, let's say if we look at all the BPs that are joined right now, maybe 1 hour instead of 30 minutes, because we've got 39, we've got a few people that are cutting out the 29-minute mark.
Right. So, but then if they know that, they'll just republish very fast and they'll always be 1 minute.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe hard-coded, I think, maybe hard-coded into the BIOS boot might make more sense. Someone who's not active in the last 30 minutes.
Oh, look. Okay, I think we're on a smaller net now. Yeah. That's better. Woohoo!
Wow, that is social. Everybody cleaned up the tier list. Amazing.
比较老的给它拿掉之后，重新更新的这个列表的1的这个列表呢，相对小很多嘛。那也都是一些现在要参与进来的。
Okay.
Now let's
do that again. Okay.
Maybe we're excluding some folks though. Let's just double check quickly.
Who has Block Pro? Let's add them. They were there, right?
Let's take a look at it again. We're talking about the number 1 list, right?
Yes.
大家看一下，就是这一次想参与的，然后不在1的列表的，大家说一下，你的节点是不是不在这里？大家提出来一下。
2 days ago, 9 hours, 3 hours, 9 minutes ago.
That's Neil, right?
I think we're good. 所以大家这次想参与的，就会在1的这一列排里面。All right, let's do it.
Yes, I think it's gonna be good. Generous, you still there, Generous?
Yes, I'm here.
So let's link you too.
Yeah, I'm here. You can link me.
What's the name?
Double check before you orchestrate, Alex, because I think some that have published recently are still linking to some that are not there. So let's make sure we bring them back.
Yeah.
At least for this run.
Yes. So let's say we want that in 5 minutes. So that's going to be 800 here. So it's in 5 minutes from now. What does it look like? 5:52 seconds. So they're out now. Perfect. That was the blocker. EOS Germany BP, were you with us? No, 3 hours. Oh, no, they're not there. 10 minutes, but he has linked the other folks. So I think we're good. Metal, BIOS, are they there?
We 现在就确认一下没有漏掉人，那没有漏掉人，我们就会开始启动
了。Metal BIOS. Have they linked to? They linked to that. And this one is it's not updated. So let's keep it this way. Okay, are we ready?
I have another interesting one. That is because now we're joining a network less of 21, right? And then you get multiple producer names.
Yes.
And my name is exactly 12 characters. And I believe there was a suffix there. You know, as I see a suffix like EOS Amsterdam .a, and that exceeds the producer name length. And then let's say my Node EOS bars on it.
Yes. So, and with the dot, it's also going to break. Okay.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
The extra.
It's a feature normally. It's a feature to support less than 21. But now that there's that new constraint there, yes. Variation. Huh. That's the one here. It adds a dot.
You still have 3 minutes to fix it, Alex.
Yeah, but this needs a release because everyone, or doesn't it? Yeah, everyone needs to know about that. Variations plus minus 1.
Alex, maybe we remove the appending, like the extra block producers, and we just stick with less than. Let's say right now we're going to assume that we're going to have above 20 for the launch. We could just remove the feature of the appending block producer names for testing purposes.
Yeah. Well, fixing it or removing it going to be the same. It's just both requires a release right now. Do I release it right away?
Yep.
We have no choice, right? Otherwise, it won't. It's going to crash, right?
Let me test that locally here. This is just a local launch to test things. Deadline exceeded. Da, ba, da, ba, da. That's what we're going to see, man. We're going to see the validation. Woof! That's going to be cool. Okay. So this did what? Did it create my 21 folks? Okay. Gosh. I mean, I'm going to ship it and we'll see. Let's try it. Are we 1 minute off? Do you think I can ship the code in that time? And last published date 2.
So we will all update to 084.
Yes. I'm going to push the block a little bit, okay?
Okay.
3. I'm going to put that to 4.2.
I'll take a minute to thank everyone. This is amazing. We've been hovering between 40 and 50 participants in this call. I think this is an amazing, community event, and I look forward to seeing more of them at night, in the morning, at night, in the morning, at night, in the morning, and so on until everybody feels very comfortable that we're capable.
Yep. 那个来自 EOS Canada 的 CEO Mark， 说了，我们这么多人一起参与到这个主网的测试启动，他觉得非常非常很有意思，因为这是一个社区的一个共同的一个共识和共同的这个 effort。他希望我们在未来早上晚上都会有每天都有2次的演练，在这个过程中大家可以熟悉整个过程。这样的话，到主网真正上线的时候，那就非常有信心可以去很好的把这个事情给完成。
Hey, that thing, I don't think you repeated as many times as me morning and night.
I'm sorry. Chinese is a little bit more concise.
You say we were 40 to 50 in this call?
Yeah.
39 participants.
What?
So I think we still need to do a better job of advocating to the greater community. Per the EOS Go conversation on Monday, or the telecast, that there's still some block producers that don't think this is the way to go. And I think we just all need to make sure to push our opinion and tell them why they should be using EOS BIOS.
Yeah, I think one very big reason that because we have been, EOS Asia, we have tried the manual way, and we realized that the manual way is not that hard, frankly, but it's forming a consensus, with, like, let's say 40 people wanted, having 40 different ways of manually booting it, and we disagree upon, how to do it, then it's going to take forever to tweak that. And just right now, I think the process of us finding who is not online with a tool like this is so simple to do. But if we are to do it manually, it's going to be impossible.
Yeah, I agree with the voting aspect. And EOS is the best thing for the voting. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
The multi-stage thing.
来自 EOS 纽约的这个 Deck， 他就说，今天是那个我们尝试使用 EOS BIOS 一起参与的最多人的一次视频会议，然后之前没有见到这样的一个 case 啊，那也就是说，其实还有很多人不知道 EOS BIOS 这个工具嘛，很多人还是尝试说也想用这个手动的方式去启动，那我就说，其实手动方式启动的没有那么难，我们好几个节点都尝试过用手动启动，但难在哪儿呢？就是你用手动启动的方式和我用手动的方式可能就不一样，但是我们最终出来的这个结果呢，我们要有产生共识。那如果我们启动的过程都没有办法产生一定的共识的话，那这个结果要产生共识是非常困难的。那如果我们使用一个工具，那工具的代码是开源的，工具那个步骤大家也看到都是你要发布出来然后大家都可以看得到的，是公开的。那这个过程是可以比较容易的，通过一个工具很方便的方式让你看到其他人是想运行什么。这样的方式去产生共识的话，相比于我的方式和你的方式，我互相看这个代码，那每个人都不一样，这个共识的产生是非常困难的。那也就是使用工具肯定是方便一点的。
I think with the participation flag is going to be so exciting. We could have it in here during the countdown, seeing all the participants joining, saying, okay, EOS Metal, EOS whatever thing, they've been joining the orchestrated launch. That'd be so cool.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Alex 他准备
I agree.
加一个 feature， 就是叫 participating， 就是谁在参与。那他也可以实时的就看到，大家按了这个 orchestrate 之后呢，大家可以实时的看到，有多少人参与。这样的话，我们就可以就很酷炫的看到，动态的看到哪一些人是在参与中。
Hi, Alex. Have you tried reaching out to the secure launch group and trying to get them on board here with the BIOS?
So I did talk to some of them. Some have very different opinions on different things. Some are good objections, and but I think the large picture is not seen that much, right? All the things that need to be orchestrated for the launch. And I mean, these guys, they like to do it manually. They like to understand all aspects, and maybe the EOS BIOS is a little bit too out of their, realm of understanding right now. And it's fine, right? So I don't think I can force them, and I don't want to force anyone. I just want to provide an option here. And
do you think they can go together somehow, like meshing with them?
In the end, meshing with the network launched by EOS BIOS, if you take the Genesis JSON, which is going to be public, you can put that, and then they can mesh through any of the nodes that we already made public. It's going to be a peanut for them to join, even though they don't participate in the orchestrated launch.
And I was going to say, with the EOS BIOS, we'll have the launch up and working by the time they get through their manual steps.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Okay, 20 seconds here. Everyone's running orchestrate?
Yep.
Yes.
大家现在开始运行 orchestrate。我们剩下的时间，剩下的秒钟不多了。想参与的赶紧运行，还有10秒钟。
5 seconds.
5秒钟。
It's okay if you run orchestrate a few seconds late. You're still going to join in the same network.
Okay, let's doing it now.
Can you all confirm that you're using the Genesis information with the key that ends with KIW?
Yes.
Where is it?
You'll see that in the output.
Right next to the initial chain ID, you'll have the UKIW.
You're going to see that in the Genesis information that's displayed on screen.
Okay, 大家可以看到你们的这个 Genesis 上面这个最后的几个字符串是 SUKIW 吗？
可以。
I still have the problem with the characters. I still have 13 characters.
Blocks from.
Oh yeah.
That's weird. Yeah, that's really
13
weird.
characters.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can fix it.
You can fix it? I'm not sure I understand.
Yeah, it's just
This produces 12 characters.
Yeah, that's correct. This one as well. This one was my mistake.
Ready for content.
Okay, so my node is started. I'm now going to inject the content to the chain.
那我们现在又要重复刚才的那个步骤了。这个 BIOS node 已经启动了。那我们现在要把这个 put sequence 一个一个步骤再重新执行一遍。
Fingers crossed.
看一下这次会不会运气好一点。
Yay! Valid. Validating. Valid.
Valid.
It's working.
Oh man. And it's real time, so you're validating as you go right now, yes. Oh. Woot.
Who's going to be the first producer? Rolling.
Okay, no, listen. Right now, the producer, the set prods function does not work. Because that's the thing that's on the standard EOS IO repository. I asked Dan, and it doesn't work. So what we need to do is do voting. I'm doing validation here. By this time, you all should have also done validation.
We need the private key.
You want the private key, huh?
That's what it's asking for.
Yes, I'm going to give you the private key so you can punch it in, and you're going to validate that it was the private key that was used.
Wait, actually, can we show the other people's screen?
Yeah, I'll share mine.
大家可以看一下，就是我们刚刚看到的是 Alex 这边的，它作为 BIOS node 就是主的节点，第一个节点的屏幕。现在我们看到是 Mark 这一边的节点，也就是说，如果你的节点呢不是这个 boot node， 不是第一个 node 的话，那你这边会看到的是这个，然后这里就会看到让你放这个 private key 进去。This private key is the BIOS node one, right? The boot node one.
Yes, it's the ephemeral key.
对 and can you explain a little bit more? Why do we need to do this?
Wait a second. What is that here? Can you still see my screen?
Nope. We're seeing Mark's.
I'm sharing mine, Alex.
Okay.
For everyone to see what happened on the other side while you were booting.
Okay, I sort of lost my Zoom window. But you still can hear me, so I guess it's fine. So
yeah, go ahead.
The ephemeral keys are created by the BIOS boot node when it's decided that it is going to be the BIOS. And then it publishes the Genesis information, which contains the public key, so that every node in the mesh network is awaiting for blocks signed with that key and no other key. So the whole mesh, the swarm of nodes, is awaiting for blocks from that particular address.
But why do we need the private key here?
So the private key is the one that was used by the EOS IO account, okay? And it has special privileges. It was allowed to create the transaction, do the transfer, issue the currency. It has great powers, right? At the end, it destroys itself. It does update auth to destroy the capacity of that account to do anything, like create new currency and issue things. So by publishing the private key, we're telling the world, I do not hold any more powers. Because if I do, now you do too.
OK， 所以在这儿，为什么就是我们现在看的是 Mark 这边的这个屏幕的嘛？那刚才 Alex 是 BIOS 的 node， 就是第一个主要去把就创建 EOS IO 这个账号，创建EOS 这个 token， 做的这一系列最高级别操作的那它的这个 private key 呢是有很高的权限的。那其实，在做完这些事情之后呢，它会把这个 private key 给 destroy 掉。那同时，作为这个 BIOS node， 它会把这个 private key 给发出来给别人看，意思就是说，你看我也没有这个 private key， 如果我有，你也有了，没有人有了，它会把这个发给所有人。大家拿到这个 private key 之后，把它填进去，意思就是说我收到了这个 private key， 你有的那个 power 我也有，但其实都没有了，因为都已经被 destroy 掉了。那这个只是一个按照 Thomas 的那个博客那篇文章来讲的话，这是一个必要的一个过程。这也是为什么这个 consensus 达成共识很重要的一部分。就是这几个步骤呢，如果我们用手动的方式，那是一个很困难的嘛。但如果我们用一个自动化的工具，它的这个步骤呢，一步一步就可以用代码的方式，一定会这么处理。对。
Okay, so we're seeing some people, that's very interesting. So we're seeing people who have validation errors, and I think it's useful to check that out. Now, I could force on our network an error in validation. If I use a rogue EOS BIOS and I try to inject a transaction that gives me $1 million, the output you're going to see is what Tai Noprom from EOS Space IO has published on the channel.
Yeah, can you see my error?
Do you want to translate that?
Yes, and can you see my error on the screen?
Yes. So you're Tai, okay, exactly. So this might mean that you were not part of the orchestrated launch we were part of. Is that possible?
Actually, Alex, can you share your screen again?
Yes, yes.
Alex, I think I saw some people with 2s in the column on the discovery.
Right.
Maybe the ones that failed.
Were they?
Oh, yeah, right here. So EOS Asia block. Sorry, I can talk.
So, okay, so we'll investigate that. But normally everyone who had agreed on the content at the right time will validate the chain and we'll all say the chain is valid. If someone was not part of that launch, they might be pointing to that network, but perhaps they voted for some different content. Then they're going to validate with different things, right? A different snapshot, and they'll say this is not corresponding to my, but at the same time, if you're part of the big network here and you're an appointed block producer in here, only your opinion matters, right?
Is the content 1111 that generated from my discovery file?
Yes. So what it does, let me show that. Each file has a column.
大家可以看到这个列表里面 peer network 里面，这些就是我们这次 launch 的这些 peer 里面，最后有一个叫 content 的。那 content 呢，它其实是一个代表了我的 my discovery file 里面的内容生成的。那大家可以看到，就是说，如果全部都是1或全部一样的话，那么就是我和其他的人都产生了 那如果看到这个列表里面呢，刚好有一个没有产生共识的是 EOS Asia Block，好像是我们的节点。OK， 那就说明说我们的这个内容是跟别人是不一样的。那为什么不一样呢？Alex, can you explain how it's generated?
Yeah, so the content of each column corresponds to a file, and then the version corresponds to that hash. So if you have the same hash, it means version 1, and if you're at that column here, the first file in the launch, then it means you point to something else. You're not in agreement with the content.
I don't get it. Sorry, say it again.
Okay, so when we go through the list of target contents,
yeah,
it creates a map, a simple map, with that as a key. And for each reference, we have a version.
Okay. If that's a different one, then it's 2. If it's 3 different ones, it will be 3.
Let me show you. So if we go to, let's say EOS Canada, just because I know what we published, or Nation. Okay, this one here. So EOS Nation says boot sequence is going to be ZUSG. So that's version 1 by the algorithm. Corresponds. And now we have EOS Asia Block here says it should be version 2. So let me see that EOS Asia Block. It says for target contents, it's this one here. See, it doesn't, it's the version 2.
I see.
And if we had many people publish like version 5 and 6 with all different contradictory things, we would have many versions. But basically, the first one up top decides if it's version 1, then 2, and we want to be all having big 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Does that make sense? And eventually, we will have something like this, maybe, saying like that, content disagreement, column 4, meaning boot sequence. These folks say this reference, these folks say that reference with a version. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. 大家可以看到122代表什么意思呢？就是我们希望最终看到的是全部都是1代表就是我们如果看到这个 target content 里面，对吧？左边这个 target content 里面有每一个都有个 reference 嘛。对于比如 name boot sequence 点 YAML 它有个 reference， 那这个 reference 是 IPFS 上面的那个 reference， 那它也是根据这个内容而定的。reference 不一样的内容就不一样，那 reference 一样的话，内容一定是一样的。也就是说，他会把这个 reference 一个个拿出来，那看过一遍的，那就他会说是1。如果另外一个，比如说在这里这个另外一个人也他的 boot sequence 也是一样的 hash， 他的 reference 一样的话，那么它也是 version 1。如果有另外一个节点名字是 boot sequence 一样的，但是 reference 不一样，那它就会变2了。也就是说，最终我们是想看到所有的 APP 呢参与到启动主网的 APP 呢，它的整个 content 内容都是所有人的内容都一样。那这样的话，我们这个 consensus， 我们对内容，比如说我们对这个步骤，整个产生的 snapshot 啊，还有步骤啊，各方面的内容，我们都产生了共识的话，我们进行去我们启动主网才 make sense 嘛。如果我们的这个步骤，还有我们 snapshot 的内容，它的 version， 它的这个 hash 不一样，然后生成了一个2或者一个3出来，那说明你看的东西跟我看的东西不一样。那我们必须讨论一下，到底为什么，我们才进行下一步。Cool.
I'm worried Alex discovered how to annotate. That's going to be very dangerous.
Yeah. Without much success. Okay, so now what happens is that we have probably a working network somehow. We're meshed together. The content is the one with the boot sequence. Okay, and now we're left with I would say, what is that thing here? We're done. With a network that is still produced by EOS IO.
Right.
Okay, this is because right now set prods does not exist on the system contract. I submitted a PR to have that in, but Dan does not want it in because it doesn't make sense for other contexts. So we could do a few things. We say we just put it in and use that contract as a community, or we could hack our way around by re-injected the BIOS contract and then the system contract right after. There's a bunch of, maybe you could huddle with a few people who understand the boot sequence. It's very important. We'd like to take a decision on that, okay? And actually that will be a very good indicator. Those who can participate in those discussions, you know, to be part of those top entities, because it's critical that I'm not the only one doing that. I want other people to understand the boot sequence.
Alex, you should bring that conversation up in the EOS BP launch group, because there are a bunch of people in that group that don't necessarily agree with the using EOS BIOS and having them understand.
But they know the boot sequence. I know. That's why I find it very sad that we're not putting all of our efforts to decide on a boot sequence that makes sense for mainnet.
No, I agree with you completely. That's why I'm saying bring it up there and have everybody there just dissect that.
What is the setprod doing?
So setprods is a function in the EOS BIOS. So let me show you the code here. It's in EOS IO BIOS.
这里我们有一个要讨论的细节啊。其实大家可以发现，组网启动是有很多需要大家一起去讨论的，社区一起去讨论的，然后产生一些共识的。那这个就是一个点，就是有一个叫 setprod 的一个功能。那我现在也不确定是什么，先听一下 Alex 怎么讲。Let's go over it.
Right.
应该是那个设 ABP 那个事情。
Does that make sense? So,
yeah.
Setprod sets the active producers, so it appoints the appointed block producers. Those 21s gives them the control so that EOS IO can go away.
I thought we already have it. No?
It's in the BIOS contract. But now, because of the delegation of bandwidth and RAM buying, we need to inject the system contract to create accounts and delegate bandwidth and all of that. So the BIOS is not there anymore. Right?
Wait.
Yeah, so you can only have one system contract. So the BIOS boot has the set prods, which will define the 21 appointed block producers. But when you create new accounts, you need the system contract. So that's kind of like an overlap. That's what Alex is trying to explain. Is you can only have one contract, and the ordering for this orchestration requires kind of both at the same time.
Right.
So it is a conundrum.
Yeah, exactly. So the set prods is one of the last operations, right?
Yeah.
Before you destroy the accounts. And but when we set code for system, we need to set it here before we can buy a RAM, and that's required to create the accounts and inject the ERC20 holders.
Yeah.
But then at that point, we don't have the EOS BIOS code anymore, right?
Right.
So my PR was to add this snippet of code in the system contract. But you know, it doesn't make sense in general, but the authority here requires that you sign that with the EOS IO account, which will be destroyed after launch. So we just need to agree on that, right? But he did not want to merge it into EOS IO main branch.
Yeah, it sounds like the BIOS boot node will essentially have two stages. Like stage one, do all this, everyone syncs up, and then stage two of the BIOS boot node is to then complete it once everyone's synced in. But it is it's a conundrum. It's going to be an issue. I don't know how to solve it at the moment right now.
I think the easiest way would be to have set prod in the system contract.
Would that be able to get disabled later on? Because right now, I think...
Well, it's disabled the step after when you destroy the EOS IO account.
Oh, so if the EOS IO account does not exist, then you cannot set prods again.
No, exactly.
Okay, that can work.
Because it requires auth from self, and self is EOS IO.
Yeah, I mean, I got to convince Dan about that one. So
Well, I think he was happy to see that we would fork the system contract. Like he put a smiley face. There's an issue, a GitHub issue open with that.
If we don't have this, what's the alternative?
Well, see, the alternative is that EOS IO continues to produce blocks for a little while, and then, okay, so there's two alternatives. EOS IO continues to produce block, but he's alone and at risk because no one else, and then we have votes come in so that it takes the control out of EOS IO, right? But then eventually we need to destroy EOS IO's capacity to produce blocks, which is another problem because we'll have destroyed his account. Okay, so this is not nice. Another option, as Dan suggested here, would be that we set prods to all the ABPs, and then the ABPs produce the blocks. So one of the first things we would do is set prods to ABPs. And EOS IO would inject transactions, but he would not produce the blocks. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's on
track.
track.
And that is fair. I mean, we could do that, but then it breaks one of our assumptions that the BIOS boot node could be sort of disconnected and far away, and then inject the blocks into the swarm after that, right? He would not need to be reachable at all. Right now, the BIOS boot will need to be reachable and connect to the swarm.
That is fine, I think.
But you know, maybe that's fine because the BIOS boot node could have its firewall set to block any incoming connections, yet connect itself to a random pool. That would be a simplification.
Another thing too is we could probably add the specific keys, right? Because I know you can limit the amount of producers that would connect to your node. So also add that into the BIOS boot node. It would say, okay, well, I can only connect to these 20 plus block producers. So while it's syncing, no other block producers other than the appointed ones will be able to connect to it.
Okay, so we'll try something like, we'll try to set prod at the BIOS stage. Because right now, today what happened is that as EOS IO was in, as EOS IO was producing, everyone was already connected. So the mesh was already connected for some reasons because of the meshing algorithm still hooking the boot node, which is a misfeature or a feature, but we could just live with it. And okay, I think we could call set prod in that order. It will change the topology. The BIOS boot might want to protect itself from incoming connections and only do connections outwards. And right now, the algorithm for the boot node to connect outwards is random, with a slight bias towards the top entries by weight, just to make sure that those people trust we're going to mesh to them easy, but there's still connection to the bottom there because they could save the network if all the top ones are DDoS'd.
Yeah, I think that is better, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do that. So look what's happening right now. I need to work on that thing. We're going to implement a better ABP. We're going to implement the participants thing. And we're going to release a new version of that thing today, means like in the next 8 hours. And we're going to launch stage 9 tomorrow. Stage 8 today has all the block producers that participate in this launch today. They have plenty of EOS, so they can invite all the other folks from stage 7. Okay? So I encourage you to invite those weigh them in according to your trust. And we're going to launch stage 9 with a new version of the software tomorrow, one which will hopefully have the ABP properly displayed. Does that work for you?
Can we launch one tonight, your time, and tomorrow, my morning?
So tonight, 9 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do around the clock.
Yeah.
Okay, see you then.
Yeah, it's easier for me to bring in, some more VPs that around my time zone.
Yes.
And we get this type of issues resolved faster.
Let's try that. Okay, tentatively.
If everybody agrees, I think we should try one at night, one in the morning until we've ironed out everything. And the more we are, but we don't necessarily all need to be there every time. But once it's ironed out, we will make sure to create larger groups to make sure that everybody's comfortable. So let's shoot for one.
You can always orchestrate later.
Yeah. True. So if you're late, you can orchestrate a little bit late, especially with the participants thing. We're still going to create the accounts for everyone, right? So they'll be passing from stage to stage, but we won't mesh with them on that time. That's what I'm going to do. Okay?
Okay. Do a translation here.
Go ahead.
这个我们刚才遇到了一个问题啊，就是有一个叫 set prod 的一个功能呢，就简单来讲就是有一个前后的顺序的问题，然后因为 system contract 的一些改动和 BIOS contract 的一些改动，导致以前的一些做法现在没办法做了，所以大家可以看到就是 Alex 发给的一个 PR， 等于是把 set prod 这个功能加到了 system contract 里面。结果 BM 就把这个 PR 给驳回了嘛，然后 BM 也提出了一些看法，就是正确的方式他认为应该怎么样。那我们刚才在讨论过程中，觉得 BM 这个想法也是可以操作的，所以接下来Alex 今天就会把这个功能给加上。那我们刚才也聊到了，就是增加这个演习的场次，也就是说我们会做到每天早上9点，我们这个上海北京时间9点和晚上9点，也是等于是北美现在的早上和晚上9点。那我们每天会有2次这样的一个演习时间，让我们在这个时间点呢，可以更好的把 EOS BIOS 这个工具，还有 BIOS 启动的整个过程，我们可以玩得更熟练一点。也就是说每天2场，你错过一班车没事，等12个小时，马上有另外一班车让你上。OK。
That's awesome. It's really awesome that we can bridge that. Thank you very much, Nefeng, for that huge contribution.
My pleasure. All right. So I will see you tomorrow morning, my time. All right.
Okay.
You have a good night, Nefeng, and everyone who's going to bed. We're going to work hard to release that new version. Test it out, and see you in about 11 hours, 10 hours.
All right.
It'd be crazy 2 weeks.
Thank you, Defen. I think your role to translate the Chinese is really essential in this process. So definitely, you're a critical piece in making this successful. Thank you very much, Defeng.
And it feels good, when you're sleeping, somebody else is working. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.